Hi everyone, I thought we'd come together for, guess what, another bloom. Y'all know how crazy I am about blooms. I am using craft resin. It's a 1-to-1 low viscosity resin. I have let it warm up to, let's see what the current temperature is. 32 degrees Celsius or 91 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to put just a tad in this cup for my white, and then I'm going to pour the rest in my mold. Part of me was concerned that I didn't pour enough resin, so I'm hoping we get a heavy enough layer in the bottom of this mold so that it blooms properly. We will see, right? I'm going to give this a little shove around, make it reach the edge just a little bit faster. Since it's been warming up, it's a little thicker. I didn't pull out which white I want to use today. Let us do Cast and Craft. All right, for this amount, we're gonna do about 10 drops. So let's get it dropping. I like try to squeeze it really hard, thinking I can get the drops to come out faster, but the bottle's pretty much like, you can't control me. I'm gonna drop drops as fast as I want to drop drops. I'm at 7. Nine. 10. All right. Got those in there. Let's give it a good mixing. Let's see what it looks like. If you do want to do like some sort of design bloom, I do recommend that you let it warm up past what your normal warmth would be. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to do 2 more drops. Just because it'll make me feel better, and you guys know I like to add a little. I always second guess myself. 1, 2. All right. Just to be sure, since I'm planning on doing little rosettes, if you want to call them that, we do need the resin to hold together, the white to be more solid. A little fraying is good. All right, so I was debating what I want to use for alcohol inks. And I thought, let's use some light colors. That way it doesn't matter if my rosette goes off. Because normally I would try with a rosette to have it capture around the alcohol ink. But with this, it may not work, so we're going to just do it. All right, so I have Juniper, Cool Perry, Shell Pink. They're all alcohol inks from Ranger Inks. I'm going to open it to the side because the crusties do come off. Then I'm going to go around and just do drops everywhere. I'm not going to try to control where my rosettes go this time. All right, now we're going to do Cool Perry. It's a light color, so using a good bit is good. And we're just going to try to dot in the center, maybe 2 dots of the Shell Pink. All right, well that is working. Let's go ahead and get our resin in our piping bag. All right, before we go ahead and pull this up, we're going to give our colors a little swirl. join in the other colors. My pour does feel kind of thin, and I'm saying that based upon how my stick is hitting the mold. Oh no. All right. That's okay. We'll work with it. Giving it a good twirl. I'm gonna cut a little off the end today. And then a little off the top. All right. I'm gonna do my center first. Let's get it started. It's not wanting to cooperate. Now I'm going to go over here. And here. Let's make these a little bigger. All right. And let's just do like a leaf petal. All right, so that's done. Let's look at our centers. Let's swirl them a bit more if we can. Don't play with them too much because you'll ruin them. Just want to try to get a swoop in there without it disintegrating. All right, let's finish our leaves. Probably should have done my dots a bit bigger. All right. I think that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to put any centers in. I'm not going to do any of that. We'll just let the resin do its thing. We'll be back when it's time to back it because I do think we should go for some sort of crackle or different effect on the back. All right, we're back for the backing. I almost thought about doing a double bloom because this side, it bloomed more to one side. I don't know if you could tell that there. But I think it may still be pretty that way, so I decided against doing that. I mixed up some resin. I'm going to do about 6 ounces. But, you know, I'll find other ways to try to make this more difficult for myself. For my transparent, I'm going to use from Decorum their resin colored pearl, and I'm hoping it's not too heavy for what I'm trying to do. I also have a project I'm doing right after this one, so I've mixed up additional resin for that, and I need to get moving on this one so that the resin for that one doesn't get too warm. We are at 32 degrees Celsius, 89 degrees Fahrenheit. I need, I think, about 6 ounces of resin for this. So I think ideally I need maybe 2.5 for the green. Let's see how much that takes us down to. I think that may be just about right. And then about 4 for the transparent. I'm not using 2 colors, so the 4 will give me almost double of the mica powder. Let's see, look at my cups. So you often hear me say it's like 3 cups, double the amount in this cup than there is in that cup. All right, so for my colors, I have some of this deep green left. So I thought, let's just throw that in the cup. They come in, let me see how much is in here. This is a 0.18 ounce bag. But you know what, let's go ahead and measure it out. I think we're gonna need the whole bag, but maybe not. My amounts are off sometimes. I can't stand bags though. Nah, maybe we just need that amount. Do you see how much it is? It's a lot. I use a lot of mica powder for this effect. Bags are tricky. I think we should ban mica powder in bags. I know some people will take them out and put them in jars, but for such a little amount, that's to me a lot of work. I'm lucky to get my bits and bobs in jars. All right. Got to make sure we mix it well. We don't want any white powder chunks on the front. You guys have heard me complaining about my sticks. For the love, my paper sticks. These are the worst sticks. Of course, you know, I had to get the cheapest ones on Amazon, and I thought I ordered the ones that I normally order. But then I got them, and they are so thin and break so easily. In their defense, I am a wild stirrer. I do go pretty hard. All right, there's our green. I hope I got the chunks out and didn't drop any stick in there. You never know what you're gonna get with my videos. All right, so let's try this pearl, and I think let's just open it first. I usually just cut the lid off the tip off these bottles. I don't like those little orange spiky things. And I know a lot of people like them and use them. Not me. I don't like those. I prefer to. And sometimes when I cut them open, I don't do a great job, but to me it's better than the spiky thing. All right, let's go again. I'm gonna give it a shake. And let's just do 3 drops. Actually 4. Let's go ahead and go 4. I'm a little scared if you can't tell. I don't necessarily want it to show the white, but I'm not objecting to it. What I really want to see is the pearl. We'll see, because I do need this still to be kind of lightweight. Let's see. Well, it really is just, I don't see a lot of pearl. It's not a lot of pearl. It's still kind of lightweight, so let's do 2 more. Maybe they just mean white, because there is nothing shimmery in there. 1, 2. But that's okay. We cannot have shimmers this time. Yeah, so maybe it's just white. That's okay. Just making sure it's stirred well. So I saw little stringy pieces, and we don't want little stringy. All right. So first I'm going to put a bunch in this mold, almost the entire cup. Not quite. Now I'm going to try to not make a mess and give it a little shove around. Trying just to give it a good coat on the bottom. Not doing a couple different mica powders. We are relying solely on this one to give us the effect we want. The resin is warm, so it's a little thicker to move around. It's like, we don't really want to go anywhere. I think we got a really good coat down. It actually covered very well. All right, I'm just going to let it even out. From all my pushing around. Now we do still need the push to help the mica powder make it out to the edge. But I did pour a lot of mica powder. Let's hope I didn't do too much of everything. Oh, that looks actually pretty good. Then we're going to go back in and do our little push. I think that's all I'm going to do. I can use the rest of that for the edge of something. That should be plenty of transparent and plenty of mica powder. And we don't have to worry about the little center that developed because we have a bloom behind it. So I'm hoping that takes care of itself. I may look at it as it cures. If I think I need to swirl it closed, I will swirl it closed. Let's give it a little shot of heat. But I'm going to wait through the process for some of the bubbles to degas on their own. I think my table might be off kilter again. I don't know how I keep doing this. So I might have to adjust my table again. All right, we'll be back when it's time to unmold this though. All right, you know me, it's early. It's not quite ready to be unmolded yet, but we're gonna do it. It's a bummer that the pearl wasn't a pearl, and it was just a basic white. So I don't expect there to be too much definition on the other side, per se. I'm hoping for a crackle, but the pearl probably didn't do me any favors. All right. Oh, wow, but the crackle is really nice. And the bloom is delicate. I think it's a success after all. I think it's very pretty. The one in the center is my favorite. We are a little off this to the side, but I think it gives it something.